Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to predict where some free agents will sign. Even though most of the free agents have been signed to teams, there are still some very good ones left, and today I'll talk about some landing spots for them. I hope you enjoy the video. The first player is Cam Newton. Cam Newton is the best quarterback available, and there are a few teams that could be looking at him. One surprise team would be Washington. There are doubts about Dwayne Haskins starting next season, but I don't really think they want to draft a quarterback, especially if Chase Young is still on the board. That is why they could bring in Cam Newton. Also, Ron Rivera is the new coach, and he used to coach Cam Newton when they were both on the Panthers. I don't think this is Cam Newton's most likely landing spot, but it is still possible. Another possible landing spot is the New England Patriots, but I don't think this one will happen. I think Bill Belichick wants Jarrett Stidham to be the starter for the Patriots, and I just don't feel like he would want Newton anyway. For me, this seems like the least likely landing spot for Cam Newton. Next is the Chargers. Right now, the Chargers are saying Tyrod Taylor will be their starting quarterback this season, but I don't really believe that. They could draft someone 6th overall, or they could sign Cam Newton. They could also do both, but they would probably use the first-round pick on another position of need. Last week, there was a picture of Tyrod Taylor training with Cam Newton, and I think it is very likely that Cam Newton could be a member of the Chargers this season. The last landing spot is the Las Vegas Raiders. I don't think the Raiders believe in Derek Carr that much. I think they could use a first or second round pick on a quarterback, or they could decide to sign Cam Newton. Pairing Newton with Josh Jacobs could be deadly, and I think this could be a very likely landing spot for Cam Newton. I think it is least likely that Cam Newton goes to the Patriots. I just don't think it makes much sense to me. Next is Washington. I don't think Newton will go to Washington because I think they will give Haskins one more chance at quarterback. The other two are both very likely, and I think Newton will be playing with either the Raiders or Chargers next season. But if I had to pick one, I would say it's the Chargers. The next player is the next best quarterback left. Jameis Winston has a great arm and throws lots of touchdowns, but he has some terrible decision-making. He threw 30 interceptions last year, and that is not going to take a team to the playoffs. The first landing spot for him is the New Orleans Saints. Drew Brees could be going into his last season, and their backup Taysom Hill is 30 years old. Jameis is only 26, and they might have him as a backup for a few years before he plays. I think Jameis Winston could be playing in New Orleans next season. Next is the Pittsburgh Steelers. Ben Roethlisberger has been talking about retirement for years now, and this season could even be his last. The Steelers' backups haven't proved themselves enough, but Winston could be the guy who eventually takes over for them. The next landing spot is the New England Patriots. I think Winston is more likely to go to New England than Cam Newton is. I think Belichick could work well with Winston, but only if he throws less interceptions. I think if Winston goes to the Patriots, he would have the best chance to start next season. But I'm not sure if I really believe the Pats would sign Jameis. It's possible, but I'm not so sure. The last landing spot is the Detroit Lions. Most people haven't really thought of this one, but I wouldn't be surprised if Patricia decided to sign Winston as a backup. There are times when Stafford doesn't play too great, and we saw last season when he got hurt, they did not have great backups. This could happen, but I don't think it will. I think Jameis Winston to the Lions is the least likely, and I think Winston to the Saints is next. I think the Patriots are the second most likely to sign Jameis Winston. And I think that Winston's most likely landing spot is the Steelers. Getting the quarterback to replace Big Ben will help a lot. The last free agent I want to talk about is Clowney. Clowney is the best defensive player available, and there are a few teams who could sign him. One of the teams is the New York Jets. The Jets could use help on defense, especially someone who can get after the quarterback. Adding Clowney to the Jets' defense could make it possibly one of the better defenses in the NFL. The next landing spot is the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts traded for DeForest Buckner, and pairing him with Clowney would be one of the best duos on the defensive line. The Colts could improve on offense this season, and if they got Clowney, their defense would get better as well. If they bring in Clowney, they could easily be a playoff team this season. The next team that he could go to is the Tennessee Titans. The Titans have already signed Vic Beasley, which shows they might try to get players to get their sack totals up. The Titans have the 5th most cap space in the NFL, which means they will be able to sign Clowney. This makes a lot of sense for the Titans, and I wouldn't be surprised if this happens. The final spot I think Clowney could go to is back to the Seahawks. The Seahawks are one of the teams most interested in Clowney right now. They don't have much cap room, but they're making moves to clear some space, which could signal they are getting ready to offer him a contract. I would not be surprised if Clowney returns to the Seahawks this season. I think the least likely landing spot is the Colts. It could work, but there are better landing spots for Clowney. Next is the Jets. The Jets are in need of an edge rusher, but I'm not sure if Clowney will want to go to New York. I think Clowney could go to the Titans or the Seahawks, but right now I believe it'll be the Seattle Seahawks. Thank you all for watching my video. If you liked it, please leave a like, and if you are new, please subscribe. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.